Welcome to The Edit with your host, Vivian Cole. Brought to you by Vogue Media Agency, the podcast where branding, visibility, and influence are curated with intention. Each week, we cut through the noise to explore strategy, storytelling, and what it really takes to build a brand that's seen, heard, and remembered.
Welcome to The Edit. I'm Vivian Cole. Today we're editing email strategy, not as a broadcast channel, not as a sales machine, but as a relationship-building tool. We're talking about segmentation, storytelling, automation, and retention-focused communication. Because email is one of the few spaces where brands can show up consistently, intentionally, and without competing for attention in a crowded feed. Email is not dead. Misused email is. At its best, email is a direct line. It's permission-based, it's personal, and it's one of the most powerful ways to build trust over time. But when email is treated like a megaphone, loud, generic, and transactional, it becomes noise, and noise erodes relationships. Intentional email strategy begins with a mindset shift. The goal is not to send more emails. The goal is to build continuity, to show up in a way that feels expected, welcomed, and valuable. That starts with segmentation. Segmentation is respect in action. It acknowledges that not everyone needs the same message at the same time. When brands segment thoughtfully, they move from speaking at an audience to speaking with people. Segmentation doesn't have to be complex to be effective. It can be based on where someone entered your ecosystem, what they've engaged with, or what stage of decision-making they're in. The point is relevance. Relevant messages feel thoughtful. Generic messages feel dismissive. Relevance is what keeps people subscribed. Once segmentation is in place, storytelling becomes the connective tissue. Email is uniquely suited for storytelling because it's intimate. It's read in quiet moments. Early mornings, late nights, between meetings. Good email doesn't perform. It converses. Storytelling in email is not about oversharing. It's about context. It's about helping your audience understand why something matters, how it connects to them, and what it reflects about your values. Stories create continuity. They allow your audience to follow your thinking, your evolution, and your perspective over time. And when people understand your perspective, trust deepens. Trust is what turns subscribers into long-term relationships. Automation often gets a bad reputation here, but automation is not the problem. Poorly designed automation is. Automation should support relationships, not replace them. It exists to deliver the right message at the right time, consistently. Welcome sequences, nurture flows, follow-ups. These are opportunities to guide, educate, and reinforce expectations without overwhelming. Well-designed automation feels intentional, not robotic. It anticipates needs. It provides clarity. It reinforces alignment. Automation done well creates reliability, and reliability builds confidence. Now let's talk about retention, because this is where email strategy truly proves its value. Retention-focused communication is not about constant selling. It's about continued relevance. It's about reminding people why they chose to connect with you in the first place. Retention asks different questions. How do we stay useful? How do we continue the conversation? How do we support our audience beyond the initial transaction? Email is ideal for this because it allows brands to deepen relationships over time. Educational insights, thoughtful reflections, strategic reminders. These touchpoints reinforce trust without pressure. Retention is built when people feel remembered, not marketed to. Another key element of effective email strategy is cadence. Consistency matters, but frequency should serve the relationship, not strain it. Showing up predictably builds familiarity. Over-communicating erodes goodwill. Under-communicating breaks continuity. There is no universal rule here. The right cadence depends on your audience, your content, and your capacity. What matters is intention. Every email should have a reason to exist. Email strategy also requires alignment. Your emails should sound like your brand. The tone should match your values. The message should reinforce what your website, content, and positioning already communicate. Misalignment creates friction, and friction weakens trust. Strong email strategy feels cohesive, not disjointed. It also respects boundaries, clear expectations, easy unsubscribing, honest subject lines. These are not technical details. They're trust signals. Brands that respect their audience's time and attention earn long-term loyalty. Email is one of the few spaces where brands can be consistent without being performative. There's no algorithm to chase, no trend to mimic, just clarity, relevance, and intention. Now here's your reflection moment. If someone read your last 5 emails in a row, would they feel informed, supported, and connected? Would they understand your values and perspective more clearly? Or would it feel transactional and disconnected? If the relationship feels thin, the strategy needs an edit, because email is not about reach. It's about resonance. When used intentionally, email builds relationships that last beyond campaigns, platforms, and trends. It supports retention, reinforces trust, and creates a sense of continuity that few other channels can offer. That is the Email Ecosystem Edit. You've been listening to The Edit, brought to you by Vogue Media Agency. To build email strategies that prioritize connection, clarity, and long-term loyalty, visit voguemedia.us. Until next time, edit for relationship.
Thanks for listening to The Edit with Vivian Cole, brought to you by Vogue Media Agency. Be sure to subscribe for more insights, share this episode with your network, and join us next week for another conversation on building brands with clarity, confidence, and impact. Visit voguemedia.us.
Vogue Media Agency offers comprehensive services to help small to medium-sized businesses, faith-based and nonprofit organizations, content creators, and entrepreneurs establish and grow their online presence. Focusing on website design, landing pages, social media management, podcast training, branding, weblog creation, and public relations, Vogue Media Agency provides a convenient one-stop solution for clients looking to elevate their digital footprint. What sets us apart is our personalized service and niche expertise. We are your marketing consultants. Contact us today.
To contact Vogue Media Agency, call 212-470-2730 or visit voguemedia.us.